7th, 2021. I hope you guys all had a nice holiday weekend. Thank you to all those that had a role in putting on the fireworks display and meal. I think that's really wonderful for the community, and the council is always right there willing to support. So thank you everyone that made it a nice weekend for the community. Louis, will you say our prayer this morning, please?
Okay. Thank you for the rain. Thank you for a good day. We ask that we have a blessing upon the members of our tribe. Help them that are dealing with many problems. Help them work their way through them. We ask for a special blessing on the council members, the ability to work through the problems and find resolution for issues that face the tribe. We ask for a special blessing upon the elders, the veterans, and the children of the tribe. These may we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Louis. Council, as you know, we have a packet and agenda prepared. I have one addition, which is the ratification of the resolution for the ARPA distribution. Are there any additions to the agenda?
Madam Chair, this is Lorelei.
Hello, Lorelei.
Hi, I would like to add a motion to, or I guess the June 23rd, 2021 email the treasurer sent the CFO. I would like to add that to the agenda.
Okay, so under tribal council items, I'll put follow up on email. Okay. All right, thank you, Lorelei. Any further additions? Dalma?
I would like to add speed bumps on the road from the new blacktop that they had put in towards the river to the BIA.
Okay, thank you. Are there any further additions? Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion from Thelma. Do we have a second? Is there a second to approve the agenda? Second by discussion. Objection to the motion. Motion carried 5-0-0. Okay, thank you, council. Our first item is the June 21st, 2021 mid-monthly meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
Victoria, wasn't that 6-0-0? Lower lights on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you, Mom. I was just counting squares. Okay. Motion to approve the June 2021 mid-monthly meeting minutes.
So moved.
We have a motion by Rona. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Louis. Discussion. Objection to the motion. Motion carried 6-0-0. Our second set of minutes are the June 23rd General Council meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
Motion approved.
We have a motion by Rona. Do we have a second?
Okay.
Second by Thelma. Discussion. Objection to the motion. Motion carried 6-0-0. We have a motion for the June 25th Treasurer's Report meeting.
To approve.
We have a motion by Thelma. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Louis. Discussion. Objection to the motion. Motion carried 6-0-0. Do we have a motion for the June 25th Special Tribal Council meeting eligible voters list minutes? Excuse me. Eligible voters list. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion by Rona. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Thelma. Discussion. Objection to the motion. Motion carried 6-0-0. Okay, we'll move on to the 5 signature ratification. Is there a motion to approve a $1,500 payment to all Winnebago tribal members? Well, okay, wait, hold on, let me back up here. So it
Motion
looks is that the same one, Teresa, 1 and 3? Because we've got that, but then we have a resolution. So I guess it is different because the first one I asked for council was just to get the consensus of the council to move forward with it. And then the third one was actually the resolution that we had to adopt to take care of some of the nuts and bolts. Okay, so I'm up to speed here. So the first one, is there a motion to ratify the approval of $1,500 payment to tribal members?
So moved.
We have a
Motion
motion.
to ratify.
We have a motion by Lou. We have a second by Thelma. Discussion. Objection to the motion. Motion carried 6-0-0. The second one is adopt resolution 21-120 Sacred Children Care Center East Construction Project. Is there a motion to approve? Or ratify, excuse me.
Motion to ratify.
We have a motion by Thelma. Do we have a second? Do we have a second to ratify 21?
Sorry, second. I didn't have my mic on.
Second by Rona. Discussion. Objection to the motion. Motion
Aye.
carried. Oh, Louis, you object?
I need to explain my position.
Okay,
I went to-
so I'll back it up to discussion then, Louis.
I went to 2 of the meetings. And I like the plan, the physical plan for the unit. But I don't like the site. It's on a burial ground. And we're talking about burial grounds being sacred and children being sacred. I'm in favor of the plan. I'm not in favor of the site. And that's why I voted no. And I'm not changing my position.
Okay, thank you, Louis, for sharing that. The Human Services had put together a group that were identifying sites for a daycare. And I believe Rona, John, and I were invited. I never got a chance to participate. I don't know if others did. And then once they got to selecting the site, Ron said that he wanted to call upon one of our elders to be included in that. And so then he directly had asked Louis, and then I had also asked that Thelma be notified just so that she could provide some insight. And I think Ron ended up sending an email saying, anybody's invited to participate in that. So I want to take Louis' comment seriously, and I know the group that were kind of facilitating these meetings and this discussion weren't tribal members and weren't from the community. So where do we want to go from here? Do we want to? I don't know how the project has gotten along with that site, but open for discussion. Does the council have any feedback on that? I guess I take responsibility for not participating personally, but I don't know how we proceed if that's we should maybe give some more attention to. If I don't know if Sunshine was involved. Louis, was Sunshine involved as our TIPO?
I don't recall her at any meetings, but she was going to do a ground survey, a ground radar survey. I don't know if she did that. It was 2 sites.
Okay, thanks, Louis. if the council, I guess, wants to take some further action, we can ask Sunshine on her awareness on this site. John?
Just wanted to say that I'm in support of Louis' concern. I think we should refer the matter, notifying Sunshine that we do have concerns and that we need to discuss it further.
Okay, thanks, John. Okay, so with that, Thelma, do you want to withdraw your motion, or do you want to proceed, or would you like to table it rather, or what would you like to do, Thelma, since you made the motion? That I do appreciate.
I would like to table this until we get with Sunshine.
Okay, so rather than the motion to, you'll withdraw your motion to ratify, and then you'll make a motion to table? Okay, Rona, are you okay with that second? Do you
Like the
withdraw?
resolution doesn't say, talk anything about the site, it's just about the money. Right?
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't see it in the resolution that a site was selected. This is just mostly about approving the grant.
Okay, let's see.
So I think, we can go ahead and approve this grant. I mean, we already 5 signatured it. We're ratifying it. We just need, the discussion on site is still up in the air.
Okay. Okay, so with that further feedback, I think we could still, Thelma, what do you want to do? Are you okay with that? I guess taking Rona's feedback. This doesn't name the site in it. We could follow up with either Shiara or Tina. I think Tina might have been the one in some of those meetings. Would you do that, Thelma? You
I
wanna
think
do-
so.
Well, on some of the documents there, it says that there's an attachment of a map attachment in the land lease in the resolution.
Okay,
Oh, does it?
So-
Okay.
So,
all right, let's just table this then so that we don't do anything without following up with. And I remember, Louis, I remember you emailed that, so I'm sorry for not taking hold of that. You had mentioned that in email. Okay, so back to trying to get us back on track here. Do you want to proceed with your motion, Thelma? To table or to ratify? Oh, you're on mute right now. Oh, shoot. I didn't. We can't hear you.
to
Thelma.
withdraw and to table.
Okay, thank you. So we have a motion by Thelma to table this item. Rona, would you like to second that? Or do you want to withdraw your second for that
Oh,
motion?
yeah, I withdraw my second from the original motion.
We have a motion to table this resolution, the ratification, until further follow-up.
It's John, I'll second.
Okay, we have a second by John. Discussion. Objection to the motion. Motion carried 7-0-0.
Sorry, I'm in the meeting.
Okay, yep, thank you. I got you, Brian. Okay, thanks, council, for working through that with me. I just, that's concerning, and I wish I would have paid more attention to Louis' concern originally. Yes, 7-0-0. Okay, so the next one is resolution 21-121. And that resolution, as you know, was drafted late last week so that we could get the everything moving with finance and the distribution for the 1,500 economic relief payment. So is there a motion to ratify that?
So moved.
We have a motion by Louis. Do we have a second? Do we have a second to ratify 21-121?
It's John, I'll second.
Second by John, thank you. Discussion. I just want to make a comment. I want to thank the council for supporting that, and all this whole time, the council has been hoping that they could do this for the people. So thank you to the council, thank you to finance and enrollment and all those that have a role in getting this done. So any further comments? Any objection to the motion? Motion carried 700. That brings us to new business. I would like to invite Michelice Key to present regarding the harvest celebration.
Hello, good morning, everybody.
Hi, Michelice. Is it Key or Kai? I apologize.
Hi.
Kai, okay. Michelice Kai, welcome.
Hi. Okay, so I'm the project coordinator for the Tribal Practices for Wellness in Indian Country. It's a CDC grant. Well, today I made the request to you because I'm planning to organize the Harvest Celebration Powwow in September in collaboration with another partner of ours. Last year, the celebration was canceled because of the entire pandemic restrictions and everything. So I'm hoping we can have it this year, but I'm looking for a clarification from you that holding this event is allowable and within the conditions per the protocols that you all set. So I kind of just want some guidance if it's okay to proceed with this.
Thank you, Michelice, and thank you for reaching out to the council well ahead of time for your planning. Does the council have any, so I guess I would like to open up this discussion, and then if it requires a motion, we can do that. My thought, just to start it off, Michelice, is that we've started to move towards reopening services. We're having powwow this year. Our vaccination rate is continuing to increase, which is great. The organization is talking about different ways to incentivize vaccination. So I believe that we're continuing to come up with better ways and follow the guidance. So I'd be in support of it. Like to open up the floor to the council. Okay. Oh, John?
I think I'm in support of the harvest celebration, moving forward planning and understanding that it's difficult to make long range plans, and that those definitely will be more closer to the date. So I think we should move forward planning, and a lot of people have been missing our celebrations, a lot of our community members and tribal members, and that there's a lot of healing that goes on with the circle and the songs and the dances, and we've been missing out on that. So I think it's well over time that we get back to that. So I'll make the motion to move forward with the planning for the harvest celebration.
Thank you, John. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A second by Thelma. Discussion.
I have a concern.
Louis.
The people who haven't taken the shots are coming up with COVID, and it's a lot more serious now when they get it than it was before. And it's coming down with the young people and teenagers. So it's something we've got to be mindful of and watch out for. Because that will impact how we have groups together. Because we'll have people coming in from all parts of the country, but they should all know that we have a vaccination requirement, which is good. We just got to be alert.
Thanks, Louis. Thelma?
Lorelai had that when she was in that position in that program, and it's mainly just our local people. And they have activities like for the kids during the day and then the dance. So it's pretty much just local. So
Thanks, Donna. Is there any further comments? Coley, did you have something?
Yeah, no, I just forgot the date of the harvest celebration, some September, and just what John said, you know, I would go along to approve it for now.
Okay,
You know,
thank
right now we got 2 positives within the community, so we're still there, we're still on hold.
yeah, good comment, Coley. Yeah, I think we were doing really well, and then I saw the email come through that there were 2 positives and 2 houses in quarantine. So definitely continue to be mindful of those things if we were to have a surge or seasonal surges or whatever. So, Michelice, will you be working with I obviously you work with the public health department, but will they be providing guidance on as we get closer?
Yes, that was the other thing. So as we get closer, we will use our best judgment. So, I mean, right now it's kind of, we'd like to plan for it ahead of time and, you know, be prepared for September when it does come, then, I mean, yes, we'll use our best judgment with that.
Okay, thank you. John?
Yeah, and then just to reassure the council that not being reckless or anything, that the motion was to move forward with planning, understanding that when the date comes closer, if circumstances change or circumstances require that we still have that power to say it's not safe, we're not going to do it. But I think we should move forward with planning. I remember last year for the homecoming celebration, we had planned something and the circumstances changed the week before and those plans were stopped. So I think, unfortunately, that's the way we have to do things, but understanding that we do have to make those quick decisions. And I think this is no different.
Okay, thanks, John. Any further comments? Objection to the motion? Motion carried 7-0-0. That brings us to our next topic. Council, I had forwarded an email and asked for it to be put on the agenda. The Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Review Committee put out a notice of nomination, and Sunshine Bear, our Tribal Historic Protection Officer, also they called him the TIPO, has expressed interest in serving on this committee, and so it would require a nomination from the tribe, and there would be a selection made. I believe it's going to be a group of 5 individuals. 2 of them, I think 3 of them have to be somewhat traditional spiritual leaders, and then 2 of them don't have to specifically have that background, but to have the TIPO background or something relevant experience. So I was really encouraged that Sunshine showed interest in this, because the more we participate in some of these committees, organizations, we have an awareness and also can guide policy and different things. So is there a motion to nominate Sunshine to this committee? We have a motion by Louis. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Brian. Yeah. Discussion. The final point I want to make is that it's really kind of special that I don't know if special is the right word, but all the kind of awareness and education and almost continued trauma that we've had surrounding some of the uncovering of the children in some of these schools. And so it's really kind of I don't know, I think Frank Lemire said nothing is a coincidence. So I'll say, thinking of him this morning, that we'd be having opportunity to educate and do things that would help our people. So that's just several things on our agenda that touch that subject. And Louis' remark earlier about making sure that we're really respectful of things that happen in our very own homeland here. So thank you. Objection to the motion. Motion carried 700. So our next topic is, we have a guest with us. We have Father Mark Baran, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Father Mark had reached out and wanted to have a discussion with the council. And so we made sure we got it on the next available agenda. So I'll just turn it over to you.
Okay. My request is real simple. As was mentioned earlier, with the finding of all these graves at Native American boarding schools in Canada, and sadly, as a Catholic priest, many of them being at Catholic institutions, makes me real ashamed and hurts my heart. And I can only imagine how much it hurts people in our tribe. And so I'm just here to just seek your help. I mean, we have two real desires. One is to uncover those past hurts, to really get to the truth, because it's only like by fully knowing and admitting the truth that healing can come about. And then the second thing is just wanting to work with you in terms of like, how do we bring through prayer, how do we bring about that healing in people? I know if our school, our church, if we did something, we would only get, our few Catholic people or whatever. But these wounds are a lot bigger than that. So I guess I'm just coming to you, seeking to work with you, and just seeking your advice. Like, how do we bring about that truth and healing in the best possible way for our tribal members? So that's the help I'm looking for.
Well, thank you so much for approaching the tribal council with this discussion. The council had previously had some discussion around this topic, and because some of the tribal members in community and a lot of it on social media were really hurt, and social media gave them an outlet. And I think that was good because it turned into an education far and wide for people that didn't even know something like that took place. And so we decided that we were gonna do something at powwow, something like a prayer of some sort, and that there would be perhaps a meal. So I think I saw in the powwow minutes, there have been plans with that. Also understand that Little Priest Tribal College is doing a series of education and activities. So maybe I need to pull a meeting together or link you up with people that are doing those things so that we can have a coordinated effort and have the greatest reach. When the council wanted to do something, we didn't know what either. Of course, the first thing that came to mind was a prayer and something that would offer continued healing. So we can have continued discussion on this. We can follow up with Dusty, who's the powwow chair, Eric Armel, and he may have more details about what's going to take place. And we picked powwow because of the number of relatives that would be in town and that we could participate. So do you have anything that came to mind during that?
Yeah, I'd heard a little bit about the powwow prayer and the meal and everything. So yeah, I would be glad to meet with those organizations and to be a part of that, or to have somebody from our organization be a part of that too. I appreciate the council's efforts to bring healing, because these wounds are really, really deep, and it's just going to take time and a lot of like truth to kind of get through it. So I appreciate any efforts to help do that, and I'd be glad to cooperate with anybody who's helping to bring about that healing.
Okay, so I can pull together an email with the folks that I learned those two pieces from, and we can see if we can enhance that with other partners, such as does the council have any suggestions or ideas or anything they'd like to offer?
Madam Chair, this is Lorelei.
Hey, Lola.
Father Mark, I want to thank you for reaching out. This is a very painful part of past history. And it's appreciated that you feel that and you want to help towards healing. And so I want to thank you for reaching out, Father Mark. But I also want to encourage you because you didn't do this. And by reaching out, you're wanting to help heal our communities, tribal communities. So you're a good man for doing this, reaching out. And I hope you can be a part of the prayer service that the chairwoman is putting together for Thursday before the powwow. And I would like any of our tribal members, any of our denominations to be a part of that. And that includes our traditional people, prayer people, and our Native American church people. We should all be a part of this. This is painful, but so that's what I want to say. Thank you, Father Mark.
Yeah, I appreciate the encouragement. I really do. It has been a discouraging time, and so I appreciate that.
Do we need any official action, or is the council comfortable with me following up by email to connect Father Mark with those planning the activities? John?
I just want to say that that I'm encouraged that Father Mark has come forward and initiating this, and I think St. Augustine's is obviously a big part of this community, our education system, one of the prayer circles that our community members, tribal members utilize, and it's good. It's good work to come forward and work together to promote the truth of what happened and to start the healing. And in our community, we're going to stick together and heal together the way we always have. So I just want to say that much, and I'm in support. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Okay, so I will just, Father Mark, I'll just circle back with those, with Eric, the college, and link us all up so that we can make this the best prayer and opportunity to heal that we can pull together. There's many people that care about this issue in our town, and I think that that it's almost a part of reversing all this horrible stuff that happened to tribes and the historical trauma we often talk about. You know, this is kind of one of the number one elements that led to all the hardship that tribal communities face. So, any closing comments, Father, or is there anything else that you think that we could provide direction on? Would be helpful.
I'm just really grateful for you making those connections for me, and yeah, just really grateful for the fact that I got to be a part of this meeting, and thank you for your encouraging words. And we are committed as a school and as a mission to serving the kids here, and even being open and honest with our own past with our students as well going forward. And we have, but continuing that to just, we are committed just to doing what we can to bring that healing, and you guys are too. So I really appreciate that.
Thank you to the church and the congregation and all those that are going to come together for this. All right, so our next order of business is old business to approve the 2020 Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska audit. As you know, we got a presentation at the last treasurer's report, and I wanted to give the council an opportunity to review that hard copy document. Thank you to the finance department for facilitating some of this work. Is there a motion to approve the 2020 audit?
So moved.
We have a motion by Louis. Do we have a second?
Madam Chair, I'll second it, and then I want to say something after for discussion.
We have a second from Lorelei. Thank you. Discussion.
Madam Chair, I want the membership to know how proud we are of our tribal organization. we had a perfect audit. No findings for a second year in the row. Second year, a perfect audit. And I hope the Winnebago people, I want them to know that it took the whole tribe to make this happen. Every program, coming on up, submitting through Intact or finance system, every program stayed within their budgets and moved forward. And all of this is to provide services to our Winnebago people. And by having a perfect audit, it enables us to seek grants to provide more services for our people. And it also gives us a sense of, I'm really proud of us, all the hard work, all the programs, all the directors, all the finance staff, our HR staff, everyone worked together, and that's how it should be. And I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Lorelei, for mentioning that and acknowledging the whole organization's role in that. And over the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, there's been a lot of changes and a lot of discipline put in place in certain areas. And those were hard growing pains. So very thankful to everyone that is going to share in the reward and good fiscal management. So on behalf of the tribe. Any objection to the motion? With no objection, motion carried 7-0-0. Thank you. And our next one, happy to see that we have another applicant for a hemp commission. As you know, we had an ad hoc hemp commission and we've been kind of filling as tribal members apply. That ad hoc committee is falling off. So we have one applicant. Is there a motion to approve Trey Blackhawk to the hemp commission?
This is John.
Motion to approve. Second.
Okay, so we got a motion from John. We have a second from Brian. Discussion.
Who is he?
Patrice Levering's son and Ave Blackhawk, or Patrice Bass, excuse me. His grandparents are Hanaga and Kay Earth
Okay, I know him.
on his dad's
I know
side.
him.
And so thank you to Trey for stepping up. We have one more position. I really encourage the membership to think about applying to be on the hemp commission. We have one more slot available. So any objection to the motion? Motion carried. Our next order of business under tribal council items is the resolution for the land buyback program for tribal nations memorandum of agreement authorization. We had, as the council knows, we started having meetings with our federal partners on a round of land buyback. Thelma, did you have a comment?
Yeah, on that, on the last old business, with that hemp, is there need to be motion or something for one of the TC to come off that board? How
guess-
are we doing that?
Oh. No, we didn't do a motion to remove those other ones. We just stopped attending and so the new commission hasn't actually had a meeting yet, but that's why we're trying to fill it so that they can move forward with their next order of businesses. Not next order of business, next items they have to take care of. Like, we haven't finalized if anybody wanted to apply to grow. We didn't do that yet. So we need to, we got very important things but the council was never supposed to be the full-time thing. So if you know anybody, Thelma, just encourage them to apply. We can get rolling on that next portion.
Okay, thank you.
So any other questions or comments on that? Okay. So the resolution for the land buyback, we've had several meetings so far. Last week was the tribal leader meeting. The federal facilitator, his name is Julius. that gentleman went over an overview of kind of recap. It was very helpful. Thank you to the council that participated. And with that, our next step is to pass this resolution so that they can start sharing with the tribe the offers and the information with the landholders. And Lorelai was really helpful with this part because she let me know that we needed to take our time and that have this reviewed and have the council hear from the agency before we pass this resolution. So thank you to Lorelai for kind of sharing that wisdom with me. You know, she said, oh, you know, they want us to do this first and then they'll talk to us. And she said, we need to talk to them and then we'll consider passing this. So it's that's helpful for me. And I thank the council for sharing their experience with me so that we can make the best decision from this table. So with that, is there a motion to approve, to adopt resolution 21 dash, would it be 120?
Where were they 10 years ago?
Motion to adopt.
Okay,
Second,
we have a motion by Brian, we have a second by Louis, and that would be 21-122. Discussion.
Madam Chair,
Lorelai.
I just had a question that the land buyback program, they're requiring a point of contact.
Yes.
Who is the person going to be authorized to approve? And who is our point of contact?
So I'm the point of contact. I had shared with Julius that as the chair, that I would be the point of contact. I've also included Irita in this, and she's kind of this, I guess, for lack of a better word, the second point of contact, since she oversees the land department.
Okay, and so I'm in support of this resolution, and I just wanted to know that you and Irita are the point of contact, but I just want to bring something up that really disturbed me when they were talking with us. During that call with them, they brought up that they could see mining on tribally owned land on the GPS. And that we would only get that location unless we approve this resolution. That bothered me. That's colonialism. And I just can't stand colonialism. I'm sorry. But in order to find out there's some mining going on our tribally held land, they're holding this resolution. And that's colonialism. But I'll still support the resolution. I just wanted to state that. And immediately following approval of this resolution, Madam Chair, I'm asking you they need to inform us where that mining is going on the tribally held land. We need to look into that immediately. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lorelai. I appreciate you mentioning that. Also, we have a land meeting coming up on June 12th. I mentioned to Julius that, July 12th, next one, that there would be an opportunity to have further discussion. So I will invite Julius to that meeting again and see if we can get that answered or followed up on. Any further discussion? Any objection to the motion? Motion carried 7-0-0. Brian made motion, Louis seconded. Okay. Our next item is to follow up on an email with the CFO, Lorelai.
Madam Chair, the treasurer requested clarification from the CFO on, Rona, can you go ahead and tell what your email was? What you requested?
Okay. So,
what it was the treasurer requested going back from 2016, the EBITDA for Winnebago's casino, the percent of the EBITDA. We're supposed to be on the tribal side getting 80% of the EBITDA. And she wanted to see all of that back from 2016, the EBITDA of Winnebago's, from Winnebago's. And
Thank you.
she sent that email on June 23rd requesting that clarification from the CFO, and she still hasn't gotten it. So I'm making a motion to direct the CFO to provide the clarification information she requested, and he has 3 days to turn it in to the
Second.
treasurer.
We have a motion by Lorelei and we have a second by Brian. Discussion. In discussion, I guess the comment that I have is that, council, as you know, that we will be evaluating our Winnebago's GM. And so several months ago, I had started to ask for some information that would be helpful for the evaluation. And we just haven't been able to get that information. And it was so that we would have it and be able to have discussion previous to June. And as you know, the GM is really really hoping that the council can get that done, and it's an urgent item for him. But we don't have the information. So and I've been asking for this since April. So I just want to be helpful in providing the information to the council so you can make a good decision, and that we're all have awareness about the revenue at Winnebago's. So we have a motion, a second. Any questions or discussion? Any objection to the motion? Without objection, motion carried 7-0-0. The next item on our agenda is the speed bumps on, I don't know the name of that road either, Adama, BAA Road, whatever, but
I think it's 17.
17? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, from where I live, there's a stop sign that goes over to Jeanette Rice's, that straightaway. We have vehicles that's speeding. And there, in between there, there's people that live there that have driveways coming onto that road. And in some of them areas, there's like a hill. So if someone's speeding over that hill and someone's coming out of their home, you know, there's going to be a bad accident. And also, by the BIA, where the Red Horns live, by Power Grounds, up to that road that goes into the 12-plex. I think that there should be some speed bumps there to slow down that traffic, because in that area, there's a lot of kids that are on that road also. So maybe we can have a discussion on this and see what we can come up with.
Okay, thanks, Dama. The first thing that comes to mind is I'm wondering if there's any resources in our BIA roads money to take care of those, or where the funding would come from, or if this is something that perhaps physical resources could put in their ARP request. I'm just trying to like brainstorm here, but can start the discussion. Would you like to make a motion to that effect? Dama, did you want to make a motion, or did you want me to just follow up on that? I'm willing to do that to get the discussion going. And
Maybe you can follow up on it and see where we can get the funding for that.
okay, I will follow up on that and make sure that I CC the council.
When they first put that speed bump by the housing, they didn't put any signs up. So people would come along, hit that speed bump at pretty good speed, and knock their muffler off. That's what happened to us. One day there was no speed bump, and the next day there was a speed bump with no sign. You gotta make sure there's a sign or a warning
Thanks, Louis. We'll make sure that, that's part of the discussion. John?
Just wanted to support Thelma on if there are concerns of speeding over there. Her living over there, she would know. And that just my ideas, just my thoughts that maybe we could form a group to find some ways forward, making sure people are safe. You know, that road is really nice, but then when it gets nice, you can travel on it faster, and that might be dangerous. So I think police department, roads, Ronor, whoever will need to bring together and say, you know, maybe we have some responsibility over here because now this can be a fast traveled road and we don't want nothing happening.
Thanks, John. I will circle back with an email and make sure everyone's on that. So as the discussion progresses. So thank you for bringing that up. There's no other business on our agenda. Is there a motion to? Oh, no. Did I? Teresa's saying that we had an added item from Joy, but it must have come through from email and I did not add it. Is there a motion to suspend the rules to take care of that? Can I get just a quick motion to suspend the rules so we can add Joy's grant?
Motion to approve.
suspend rules.
Motion to suspend the rules by Thelma.
Second.
Second by Brian. Do we have that? Anybody have that in front of them? I don't have it in front of me. Let me pull it up on my email. Okay, so Joy emailed this to us. You may have saw it in your email. Winnebago Tribe EPA Multi-Purpose Grant FY22. That would be resolution 21-123. Is there a motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt, Madam Chair.
We have a motion by Lorelei. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Louis. Discussion. Objection to the motion. Motion carried 7-0-0. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion by Brian. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Thelma. Discussion. Objection to the motion. Motion carried 7-0-0. Thank you, council. Thank you to the membership for your support, and we'll continue to do our best. So with that, everyone have a great day and see you next time.